voice actor, Hollywood actor, movie star. Don't believe all that. I'm a legend in my own mind. Hey, you know me better as the voice of some of the most popular cartoon characters in the world. Scooby-Dooby-Doo! Scrappy-Dappy-Doo! Puppy Power! Like in Shaggy too! And you've got the Sullivan Project podcast. It's coming at you right now.
What's up, What's up, everyone? Oh, what's up, everyone? This is Harold Sullivan. This is the Sullivan Project podcast. Hey, Google, what time is it?
6:02 p.m.
That's how I tell. That's how I tell what time it is. Being blind now. I've been disabled, well, born disabled, pretty much. But yeah, I hope everyone had a good time, good vibrations, and everyone is healthy, wealthy, and wise. I like the old saying. Since last podcast, this is gonna be 79, I believe. 78. Last one I'm gonna call soul travel. If you're interested in that kind, I mean, every podcast has everything in it, different things. This is a podcast for everyone about everything, and we don't judge here. Like I say, I'm the messenger. I'm not your judge, just a messenger. And if you want to be on the podcast, or you have any comments, shares, or comments, if you want to share, or like, or follow, I appreciate it. Uh, Harold Sullivan 78 on TikTok. Harold Sullivan 78 on YouTube. Harold Sullivan period 35 on Facebook. And we've had celebrities do some cameos. Go check those out. Some paranormal stuff. We talk about everything: supernatural, paranormal, metaphysical, spiritual, and then movies, entertainment, art, sports, food, whatever, family, just comic books, whatever. Audio or video, you can come on and talk. Anybody, like I said. So I got a few things here. I'm actually starting to write songs again, so hopefully I can do something with them in the future if anybody wants to get together on anything. All different kinds of topics too. And also I'm doing jewelry and essential oils, and those are going to be free uh, for anybody. And if you need them shipped, just ask you pay shipping. So I don't need money. Money can't do me anything. Being blind and disabled in a wheelchair. So let me talk about a couple of things here. I'm always having problems, trials and tribulations, right? So I've been talking about this butt problem lately, so we're gonna hopefully be done with it now, unless it happens again. Uh, I forgot a couple more details, but if you want to find out more, just go back to the last couple podcasts. For the last couple weeks here, almost 2 weeks, I'm only about 70 pounds, and I don't weigh much because of disability. I'm a little over 4 foot tall. Uh, I'm in my mid 40s though, but I hurt myself going to the bathroom. I mean, if you get if you have trouble going poop, don't push it. If you get constipated, take medicine or whatever, because if you hurt yourself, you can't go back from that, or you can, but it takes a long time. And I always have to push extra because there was times in the past where I couldn't go much, or couldn't go for months, and so I was having problems, and I would literally eat and puke. So now I go every couple of days. I'm good to go. That seems to be good for my body, but I kind of fell in the toilet with my arms just sticking up and I couldn't hold on, and everything just let loose. And the pain was just so bad. I felt like it was my insides were being pulled out for the last couple of weeks. And it's gotten better, and now I'm able to sit. But my tailbone was hurting so bad. My abs were hurting. My butt felt like somebody just like sat me on a broom, literally. Like years ago, and this is a true story. It was on the news. A woman stuck a hot curling iron up her passed out husband's butt, uh, and tied him to the bed and left him at the house. And when he woke up, he was just severely damaged. It felt like that. So I'll just let people know. And this is stuff that happens when you get older. Also, when you get older, you got to pee constantly. I pee at least 10 times a day, and that's no exaggeration. 5 at night and 5 during the day. And just to let people know, because they don't tell you when you get older what to expect. Hey, Google, what did I want you to remember? This is how I take
Here's
notes.
what you told me. First, let P. Kim telepathic Hellraiser. Second, George Spirit Queen's ego
Hey,
service.
Google, stop. Okay, so Hellraiser 3, I mentioned before, there was a couple podcasts ago, about some celebrities I met in the past, famous people at conventions and stuff. So I mentioned Doug Bradley, who played Pinhead in Hellraiser, the scary movies. I actually mentioned the guy who played the preacher in Hellraiser 3, and he was actually in one of the Romero zombie movies too. So he was one of those guys. I got his autograph years ago. So, and then kids can be telepathic. So can animals. So just think about this: when you're talking to your animals, they understand like the tone and your emotion, but they don't really know the words. They might know one word, not the whole sentence you're saying, but it's more or less the emotion in your mind. So if you try to talk to them in your mind instead, they may talk back, or they may just look at you and then they understand what you're saying, and you can read their energy. But do that with the animals. I mean, when people sit there and they talk to their animal, and I'm like, you have damn no clue what you're saying, really. They don't. It's all about what you do, you know. And they're very easily tricked, because if you go up and you act all calm and nice to them just to get them close to do something mean to them, which people do, that's so wrong, because animals are just, they love unconditional. Also, I mentioned before, I got some spirit quartz, which is hard to find. I don't think I mentioned what it does. It's very helps you with, it's spirit. You know, it helps you be in tune, clean, cleanse. Helps you uh, helps you be more in touch with your like third eye and higher up. You know, so it's like a psychic basically stone. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, let P. Kim telepathic Hellraiser.
Hey Google, delete the
Second,
first one.
done. It's
This
a
is how I
wrap.
write songs too, one line at a time. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember? Hey, God got
Here's
me
what you
here to,
told
you
me.
know.
First, George Spirit Chord's ego service. Second, false history time travel
Hey Google,
Ghostbuster
stop.
stuff.
Okay, I heard the word George a day or two ago, in the middle of the night, and I'm trying to remember George, and then I'm thinking, Dan and I have a friend, George, an older man that used to go to church with us. So I need to see if he's okay, because I don't know of any other George. But the last times I've heard a name, I've actually met somebody. Uh, After I heard the name, I met a person with that name. It was just weird and odd. But that's what all this psychic stuff's been kicking in since I went blind. So we got George. I forgot. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember? I got so much on my mind.
Here's what you told me.
George.
First, George Spirit Chord's ego service.
Hey Google,
Second,
delete the first one.
done.
Okay,
It's
so
forgotten.
ego is edging God out. You have to let go, and you can't have any ego in order to be your ultimate self. That means you have to do and love unconditionally. That's what we're here anyway. When I asked Spirit, when I first realized what was going on, and I threw the questions out because you want to know something, just throw it out there. The answer will come to you. It's that simple, but you gotta listen. You gotta open up. So, God or Spirit or Omnus, which I saw in my third eye, OMNUS, was the name I got. And if you know who or what that was, let me know. But Omnus, or whoever, said to me, the first thing is love unconditionally, and then learn is the second thing we're supposed to do. And so we're supposed to love unconditionally. If you do that, no ego, don't try to get this or that. Everything will be provided for you what you need. If it's not, then you don't need it, and it's not necessary. So that's ego is edging God out. That means you're taking him, saying you're the boss. And by God, I don't mean, God means different things. It could be, the old word for God was gallery, or something above looking down, and it doesn't necessarily mean one. Lots of religions have way more than one God. So just God is whoever, or collective, or whoever you believe in. You might believe in Buddha. I love Buddha too. I've studied Buddha. So service is serving us, serving service, not serve us, and that means we're Christian. To be a good Christian or be Christian, you're supposed to be here to serve, and that means serve everything. Serve God, serve the collective, serve us, service, but not serve us, not yourself. Okay. Amen on that, or amen. I'm trying to train myself to say amen. It can be said both ways, and I've always said amen. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
you
we're gonna
told
get to
me.
the meat.
First, false history time travel Ghostbusters stuff I've seen.
Hey Google, stop.
Second,
Okay, so I finished Ghostbusters 2, the audio book. So they're both on back to back, and you can get them on Audible, 1 and 2 together. And the dude kind of does the voices a little bit. It's pretty neat. But the books are a little bit different than the movies. Probably 95% the same. So stuff I've seen, which is what I'm going to call this, probably blind now I see. Since I've been blind, it's going to be hard to remember. It's been, see, 2 years ago, June, July, August. So I don't know what order, because time doesn't have any meaning and there's no such thing. So I haven't seen a clock in over 2 years, or light, except for the light I've been seeing lately, which I believe is my angels or spirit guides. Yeah, it gets real hot sometimes. I see the lights. I see little little sprites, little like, just little flash, like little glitter bugs or fairies. I don't know, flying around sometimes. Uh, I've also remembered about. Let's see. Let me go back to the beginning if I can here, because this is a lot. So when I first went blind, I would wake up in the middle of the night in the darkness, and I would see like a white ball leaving or coming toward my body area, and just disappearing up in the sky a few times for a while, a few months. And then at one point, I saw some kind of right above me looked like a symbol with like wavy lines on a parchment or rock, like a symbol. Maybe oh, what's it called, ruin? But I don't know what ruins look like because I never saw them before I lost my sight. So maybe a ruin, but it was there right above me like a cartoon, it was in the air. Then I saw what I can best describe as a mini UFO, but it was black like an old chalkboard school eraser, like a if you turned a ice cream sandwich on its side, but you can't see the white part would be black, so it would be flat, and it was real small, and it just had one light at the top, and it was just floating, just not really floating, but like going the same direction, like left or right, just going across. And after that, I started remembering past dreams I had in the past from when I was a child. I used to have the reoccurring dreams of going to this like big empty rusty hangar at some place with a big open area, and then there was a deserted area with big satellite dishes. May have been two different dreams, but or past lives. There was also like a paradise place I used to go to, and then I used to fly around, and I still do this now. I leave my body at night and I fly, and I go. A lot of times I remember waking up. It's like I'm running out of energy, and I'm down the street here, and I'm coming up the road, right, getting to this house, and then I wake up in my body. This is all true from what I believe, honest to God. So I want to just tell you all this. Uh, let's see, what else have I seen? Oh my goodness, the black. I haven't seen the black shadow people in a while, but there was one time there was like a group of 3 or 4 when I woke up over me, just black. One time, a few times it was one, and one time it looked like he had a hood or a hat on, a black person, like a just shadow in the dark, darker than dark. When I woke up, I've had, I heard the word in Hebrew, wisdom, in the middle of the night. I've heard names, I've heard sentences. This is just waking up in the middle of the night hearing the voices. I've seen those things. Where else did I used to go to? There was so many. Oh, past life things. Let's talk about that now. There was a shop, an old shop, which I felt like was back in time with antique watches and stuff. I believe I drowned in a past life, but I don't remember drowning, and because I'm afraid of water now, or I don't really like water, so I don't like that part. The antique. There was a workshop or something I used to work in. I remember with wood and stuff, almost like a Santa shop. These are past life things that I'm remembering here now. My hip is hurting, so I gotta move here a little. What else? Oh my God. Oh, the colors I started seeing a few months ago: blue and red, or blue and green. I saw red one time. My brother-in-law was real angry, and I looked up, and it was almost like I could see his face, and it was red. It was scary because along with feeling these emotions and feeling animals when I'm around them, yeah, I'm seeing these things when I go outside, especially. But now it's getting bright, white, just bright like this, or white or yellow, just this gold is like, not gold, but just this bright yellowish white light comes around me sometimes. When I'm talking to people, either on the phone or in person, sometimes I get real hot and sweaty, and their light brights up around me, like in their energy. The whole room will be bright, and sometimes I'll see colors. You know, see what else. Also, what else? I've seen so much more. Hey Google, what time is it?
6:17 p.m.
Okay, we got lots of time. Okay, so uh, when I would nod off during the day, my mom has come to me a few times after she passed away 6 years ago. So is my dad. One time, my mom, I said, "You know, you're deceased," and she's like, "Shh, don't use that word." Something like that. It was funny when I woke up. And the first time it came to me, person was Brian, a friend of mine that died in Ambridge, and he came to me. I was just sitting here in the middle of the afternoon, right, and I knocked out for a second, like I went into a trance, and I saw him walking up the street where we used to live, and we would run into each other, and he said, "Is this Harold?" And I heard him clear as day, and then I woke up like I snapped out of it, and my heart was going. It was like he was trying to find my frequency, literally, and he did. And my dad and mom have come to me a few times. The first message I kind of got from my mom that I put together was, I was seeing that. Oh man, let me go back before that. So I'd fall asleep, right, and I'd wake up, and I'd still be seeing my dreams in real life because I know I was awake, and I was in a room with a couch and stuff that I kept seeing. I haven't seen for a while though. And then I was seeing this flower pattern, and I remember bed sheets my mom used to. She bought when I was young and put on the bed. So I was seeing this pattern, and then I saw my mom, and then I put it together. She was sending me. It was like a rose pattern, and then that's whenever she came through again, a second, like maybe a third or fourth time. My dad's come through a few times. Uh, I was seeing what looked like laser images put into my mind. I'd be sitting there awake, and I'm looking at this. Happens a lot now too. Sometimes it's even just like cartoon images, and I'll be sitting there awake, and I'll be looking and watching this stuff while I'm awake go by. And sometimes it'll be like a radar images, and then there's like pictures of something that's taken with infrared that'll just snap in front of me like I'm looking at it, but I'm not. And then one time I saw like these people with robes coming down with this like black thing behind them, and these steps, staircase. And then the one dream I had, I remember, yeah, recently there was a black gentleman with glasses, and we were talking, and we were like, "I love you," and "I love you," and we dapped, and I woke up. It's like, because you can leave your body and go hang out with people, or maybe, there's so much we do when we're asleep. That's what our soul can do. It's free. It comes back to your body because we're attached to it until it's severed in death. But we can actually go back in time because all time is now. We can go to other people's lives. We can go out of our body and go to any place and travel. I go up and down the street here, and I don't know if it's the future, quote unquote, because all these houses are gone. Sometimes in my dream, and I come back and there's these houses are gone and my house is gone, or it was the past before they were built. And then I would have dreams of back in the day. I think it is there was trailers down along the railroad, like where people could eat or go to the bathroom, like, and I would fly down there in my on a body. But I never see me usually. It's just I'm there and I can feel and look around and everything 360. So, and then those radar images, and then I had one time where I saw lots of times it's like things flying around like fish. Earlier it was fish was swimming around something, but they're colorful. They'll be like blue, but they won't be solid. They'll be just like an outline. Oh yeah, that one day a long time ago I was like, I wonder if I can wake up and bring this thing out of my dream, and I brought a 3D fish out into my reality. But then when I blinked, it was gone. It was floating away from me. It was neat. So, but yeah, I'll have these like birds flying around in my like I'll be looking right at these things, but they won't be 3D. They'll just be like drawn, almost like etch a sketch or light bright, but like they're colored. They'll be colored like a blue or a green bird flying, blur like a whole scene I'll see, and I'll be awake, or I'll think I'm awake. And then yeah, I was seeing radar images, and I was seeing continents and stuff and different things. And then I saw a couple months ago 3 or 4 things in a row. The first thing was like the planet USA spinning around. Then I saw the star with a circle. I don't know if it's Star David or whatever. Then something else maybe. I can't remember. But then the fourth thing was a saucer, flying saucer. And these are in my third eye. or yeah, mostly during my third eye usually, and that's like the time when I woke up and the fish came out into reality. But that third eye means my eyes are open, but I can see this in my I'm imagining, but I can see the screen in my mind. So, but the flying saucer had like stuff around it, so there was something around it going one direction, spinning, and then something going a different direction. So I'm thinking this is how the propulsion works, a couple different energies. Okay. Now leading to more UFO. Oh, also I had past dreams of being near a big tree in the past too. So many different things. And then that guy recently walking away from me, which felt like Jesus or somebody from back in the day. I had that kind of hair, but it wasn't clean, and it wasn't uh, brown. It was a darkish, like older, like almost like a Jamaican long hair. But that's all I could see was from the back. That was recent. And then I used to have dreams where I was back in like days where there was them type of people with the robes on and staircases and like Jesus's days. I've had dreams or past lives of that being there living. And then now more UFO to go with the air hangar and then the sights of the little things. Uh, I knocked out one time and then I heard this buzzing. Well, heard these metal. I heard metal and tools like moving around. And I've had surgeries when I was younger, quite a few. I've been close to death 30 times or more. And I've known over 30 people that have died. God bless them all. And we're going to shout out to them again here soon. Uh, Go check out old podcasts for some of the names. But yeah, I heard this metal buzzing sound in this equipment, which sounded like I was in the operating room. And then I snapped out after I heard this buzzing. Like, bzzzt, like this buzzing humming is what wakes you up. Also, I hear that humming, the angel radio I call all the time. Sometimes it gets real loud, but a lot of times I'll just hear this very low frequency, which they call downloading stuff. But hey Google, what time is it?
6:23 p.m.
Okay, so we're gonna get to the most recent here. So this was the other day, and then I woke up, and I believe this was for real. This really happened. Uh, and it has to do with the UFO, alien, and all that, which I had never seen. They say if you believe it, or if you dream of that stuff, it's real. It really happened. So you're not gonna dream of it unless it did happen. So the other night, I woke up in the morning. My heart was beating. I wasn't scared, but it was. Uh, I was a little bit panicky, anxiety, or I don't know what you want to call it. Excited, I guess, in a good way though, which I usually don't get since I got the diagnosed with anxiety in my 30s. When you get anxious, you get panic instead. But okay, I remember either coming back or going somewhere. Okay, now I was in this tunnel. The best way I could describe it, it was like water, but it was a tornado of energy or electricity, and it had this slight hum, and I could feel the air and breeze and everything, and I was in it, but couldn't see myself again. And next to me was a being with large eyes, large head, smaller, just like they say in the movies. Neither one of us spoke, but it was like I went for a ride, either up or down. I think I was going up, but I don't remember coming back down. And then I woke up, but it was something. It was something. Put all them details together. If y'all had anything happen like this, please let me know. Because now I'm starting to believe, okay, well, I mean, I know there's so many levels of energies, frequencies, and vibrations, okay? And at times they all can cross over. But this, I had the seeing it, I had the feeling it, I could almost smell, taste everything. And that's when you leave your body or you do something real. That's not a dream there. So, anyway, love's a choice and so's the hate, right? And, see, everyone has a story and you can't judge a book by its cover.